Hi, hello, welcome to my tube. Salutations and greetings. My name's Marge. I'm Heyoka. Empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And last couple days, honestly, I haven't really felt that rad. Nope. And I'm hearing these, all the new agers. They're so cute. They're so cute, those new agers. They're all perky and stuff all the time. Just living, just wait. See, life is full spectrum, man. It ebbs and flows. The energy of life ebbs and flows. And yeah, have been on some people have been on this blissful wave, while other of us have just been maintaining balance, and some people are just trying to survive. Just trying to get through every day. Life is hard, man. It's a trip. And I look around and I see people, I'm like, why isn't life hard for them? How come life isn't hard? How come things are so easy for them? But what goes around comes around, and nobody gets to live this incarnation unless you got some freaking deal with the devil, which a lot of people do. But nobody gets without having, trials and tribulations, because that's how people get their character. That's how you find out about the true content of people's character by how they react and they respond under stressful situations. So if some people get to freaking negate and avoid those all the time, better be camera ready. Anyway, so yesterday I thought I did a pretty good talk and I accidentally deleted it. I got all mixed up at the end and I deleted what I thought was an old stream, but it was the one I did yesterday, so dang it. I will repeat a story that I talked about yesterday, though. I will repeat one, and that was a story that I read that happened in Kaiser, Oregon, at a Lowe's. Are people ready for more and more of this stuff? This stuff is going to become every day. It already has been for some people. It's already been some people's reality, but more and more people are going to get a chance to experience it. So these two guys went to the electrical department and just filled up their carts with electrical wire, all kinds of different gauges, all kinds of electrical stuff. Very expensive. Not one, but two carts worth. Then they walked out the door. Walked right out the door, and one of the guys that worked there was like, hey man, what do you do? Can I see your receipt? Stopped him, can I see your receipt? And the guys just ignored him and kept going. They just, because evidently, I don't know, they're not taught they're taught not to have confrontation, evidently, at the new employee seminar at Lowe's. So whatever. So the guys walk out the door, and then the people at Lowe's, they got all this footage, they got all this evidence, he's on video, I'm sure people are taking pictures because they're just watching the guy do this. These two guys do this. So they call the police, and you know what the police say? We don't respond to shoplifters because the jails, we don't have the people. Jails are in capacity, so they don't have room, so they don't even bother anymore. That was what their response was, Bottom line, man, either people are going to step into some initiative and some moxie and some, we can't do it like this anymore, and we got to make things change, or people are just going to keep falling into the same. It's just a pit of lazy, man. People are just plain freaking lazy. I get life is hard. I get it. There's about 3 days out of the month that I don't have migraine headaches because of the freaking damage to my spine. And I'm always tingling and my fingers are always numb because of but it doesn't matter. These things, the symptoms that I have, it doesn't freaking matter because I still have things I need to do. People still need to eat. Dogs still need to, stuff still and I'm not in a very good place. I guess I'm a shitty manifester. I might have the ability of telekinesis, but I can't just find a freaking little 1-bedroom house for me and mom with a fenced-in yard and a tree near a creek to save my life. 5 years, I had one in Oregon, but it didn't have running water. It had stipulations. Didn't have running water for 3.5 years. Anyway. Life is hard, man. My life has always been hard. I think about the stuffs that have the timeline. If you look at a timeline, if I drew out a timeline of things, this happened when I was this age, this happened when I was this age, this happened when I was this age, this age, this age, all the way up. All the way up. And I'm still trying to be a joyful human being. And I still have a dedicated faith and reliance on the Holy Spirit, God. After all this muck, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for God. So people are talking testimony and stuff like that. Oh, really? I got raped when I was a 10-month-old baby. My hip still pops. You know what they made me do? You know what my constellation for that was? PE. Go run the mile. I hate running, man. It hurts. Then when I was 15, I fell 25 feet out of a tree and tore my ankle. Consolation prize. Go run. No, I hate running. Do it anyway. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. My whole life has been do it anyway. Nobody cares. I went off to college because I knew. I looked around, man. I knew it. Because we were always the outsider. We moved around so much. I always different from one end of the state to the other, to freaking one part of town to the other, And I always remembered these people in different schools. And then when we got to high school and stuff, I remembered who they were when we were younger, and they never remembered me. I always flew under the radar and just kind of watched how people treated and behaved and acted toward each other. And just the whole dynamics and psychology of human relations. And mostly, people aren't good to people. People like to use people as tools and means to do chores and things for them. It's weird. It's hard to have oh, anyway, I was talking about, so I've always looked at the cliques and saw who the groups were, and it goes on every scale. Schools, local politics and governments, all the way up to the Senate. There's cliques and groups in there's people that have ideas of how they want things to be, so they create environments to accommodate those ways of being. It's a trip. So, but I've always been the outsider, and outsiders aren't welcome. They aren't. I've never really been embraced and brought in and made to feel like, I was welcome. It hasn't happened a lot. More so has here, kind of. People are nicer here, but I still can't tell. Maybe people are being nice to my face, but they're talking trash behind my back. It's none of my business, man. Really, what people think of me is none of my business. I just want to get it to a place where I can make my pet furniture, my dog on it. My pet furniture, my cat furniture, my dog beds, and I'd take them down to the local coffee shops, because people always like to just put a couple of freaking staged out there for dogs to use, so people could see. Yeah. Just want people to come visit from all over the world. I'd love it if freaking Anastasia Astrology, if she came. I think she would like it here. Dude, this place is better than fucking Sedona, man. Sedona could suck it. many Tesla. Well, there's a lot of Teslas here. You know, people have too much stuff. They have so much stuff. They got so much money, and it's not even like the people that have money in life now. None of this is like self-made money. At this point, most of it's inherited. Most of it is. Most of it's inherited from blood money from, you know, the last 20 years of frickin' us being in countries where we had no business being, killing people we had no business killing, all to perpetuate the industrial military complex. So really, if you think about it, a very few group of men, because if you think about it, there aren't that many people in the military. A very small group of people were able to make a lot of money. Then they give it to their stupid, dumb, bratty kids, and then these kids are going out and buying dispensaries and stuff like that. And then you got freaking high prices for crappy little nuggets of weed, buds. Because it's all about money. Everything's about money. Money, 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 money. I have Earth in my chart. Money's stupid to me. Money's a means to keep, you know, so mom can stay cool. I gotta use money so mom can stay cool. That's how I think of money. How am I gonna get money, God, so I can, you know, have a garden and plant food for people in the community? Because it's gonna get harder and harder to find freaking food, you know, especially in bigger cities, man. People don't think this is gonna happen. It's going to happen. It's been a long time. It should have happened a long time ago, but people are lazy. So it's this culmination of stuff not getting done. And what's going to happen is it's going to reach a peak and it's going to break in some way. And things are going to need to get done. They're going to have to. We're at a very crucial point in history. If you are alive on this planet right now, we have the chance to make, we could make heaven on earth. Everybody has a chance to make heaven on earth, but their preoccupations are with still distracted by the same stuff that people have been distracted year after year after. College football season. Don't go out and see what you can do for your fellow man, because you know, all the weekends are so you can sit on your couch watching the same game after game, year after year, encounter after encounter, because stats just grow. Nobody's ever a champion. These people aren't champions. How many of these guys are going home and freaking throwing their wives and kids around? It's all stupid, because they're all roided out, but they don't do that. Come on, people. So I was going to talk about changes of what was the video called today? What did I call the video? Life is hard. So what I'm trying, see, I always look at everything as like heartbeats. Everything to me I picture as heartbeats, energy. Like, you know, you meet someone, you get all excited. It doesn't matter what the relationship, friendship, acquaintance, you know, you have commonalities, you know, there's always and then there's kind of a quiet part, and then things kind of level out. And if you are more in alignment with them, you're going to continue that, you know, and there's going to be peaks and valleys in every relationship, you know. And I've always had trouble with how to make, because I know that there's a way. Always knew that there's a way with even the popular kids. It doesn't matter, jocks. It doesn't matter who the human being was. Is that I know that that you could be friends with anybody as long as you act the way they want you to act. I'm not one of those. I've never been one of. As a matter of fact, I'm of the vibrational frequency that if there is a way, or if there is a way that people want me to act, I'm likely to act contrarily. That's just what I do. I'm Heyoka, you know. I try to live my life. I try so hard to live life without having expectations. When I see trains coming, I see how patterns, and I see how people act, and I see my patterns, and that's how I can kind of touch on other people's patterns, because I know, oh, I'm starting to feel this way. I bet they're gonna, let's see, maybe not, because people have free will, and we always have the capacity to change. I've dropped a lot of rocks the last few years. I've changed. If people aren't changing, you aren't living life. I've been so uncomfortable the last 2 days. Like, coffee wasn't even fun for me. Just sometimes, I asked the guy today, you ever feel like a tongue on a 9-volt battery? You know? But it's just energy, and it's going to shift and change, and it's going to be different. You know? I think good stuff happens. But I feel like it's flipped. I feel like it's been backwards the last few years. Feel like, man, especially the last year has been exceptionally hard. But the last few, man, talk about people falling away and finding out who is for you and who is not. Hard lessons for Marjo last few years. Hard lessons. I don't got nobody. I got one guy left. Mr. Risky, tried and true. Hi, pretty girl. You gonna come out and say hello? You snooty patootie. It's too hot back there this time of day, man. There come Tuck. Hit the hydration station. Go girl. So, anyway, went to the park today to do a talk, and it was no bueno, because they had like the parking lots were blocked off. They're having some sort of event. I'm like, everything they're doing today, it's for Satan. Or one of those demons. I listened to one chick. She was like, evil doesn't exist in the world. There's nothing evil out there. Evil's not real. And I was just like, that kind of, what? And then it's like, Margie, everybody is having a different experience on this planet. Maybe she has never been touched by the hands of anything evil or wicked. But usually people that have never been, at some point, they get the hand grabs you. Just so you get to experience it, man. Man, I didn't even know about freaking PTSD and all this stupid, this stuff until I was like 36. And I was like, I really don't try and want to put other people's words on how I am. But every now and again I'll read an article, and I was electrocuted when I was young anyway. So, I mean, not only have I had traumas, but I was like, my body was physically in a heightened electrical state. And that tunes you into things that people don't, unless you've experienced it. You turn into a broader spectrum when you've had broader things happen to you in life. It's just how it is. And so it's like, I read somewhere recently, it's like how people that have had PTSD and stuff like that, it's like they're always on, always thinking, always in flight or flight. And I'm just like, I've been up here my whole entire life. I've always just been up. I'm trying to stay even keel. Life is hard, man, and it ain't set up to freaking help keep my baseline even keel. Because there ain't no system set up to freaking help me and provide. I can't get through to people. They don't like to call anybody back, but they're still collecting a paycheck. And that just tells me God wants me to sit on my hands and it's not time. And I'm like, God, it hasn't been time for fucking 4 years, 5 years. Nothing's been time. I just have been from one pile of freaking trials and tribulations to the next. Tired. A lot of people are tired. And I understand that energy shifts. I know people are freaking checking out. They're freaking so many suicide. My buddy Steve posted up, oh, if you care about this, if you care about a veteran, posted this 800 veteran suicide prevent. You know what? My buddy Carl, he called them. I probably shouldn't have said his. Anyway, and I've known other people that have had this experience too. You can't get through. I had my own personal experience with the veterans homelessness deal. They did nothing for me. But their urgency isn't. These people have no sense of urgency because it doesn't matter if people actually have a home and a place to live and a roof over their head and food to eat, because come 4:30 they're going to be able to shut their phone off and take off their headset and turn off their computer and go in, because they're all working from home and stuff now. Maybe they're going back. I don't know. That was my experience. But when people call the suicide prevention line and you're talking to a girl and you know when someone isn't interested in what you have to say, and the person isn't interested, and they say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this call up, but someone will get back with you within the week, is what the turnaround was for them. That was for the suicide. Are you kidding me? See, I don't. As far as I'm concerned, we could go down to freaking universal, income, as long as everybody gets the same, and then, absolve the federal government altogether. I'm cool with it. Too bad that can't be done in a freaking peaceful way. People gotta go out there and freaking flex their Second Amendment right just because they can. Second Amendment right. You know what that is? A lot of guys that freaking haven't seen their dicks in 20, 25 years. It's their extension of their manliness, their manhood. It's Psych 101, man. It's their masculinity. That's what they need to feel like a man. Walk around, carry a gun. I could kill you if I want, because you feel like it. People, somebody kill me, they probably get away with it. Nobody fucking cares. Hope somebody feeds mom and the dogs. And that's what cracks me up, is like, that's how I know it's like that these politicians really are soulless freaking people, because I'm freaking related to one. Yeah, he always goes, I don't feel, you talk about, I don't feel like he's worried about privacy and anonymity and stuff like that. I talked to my sister. I have a half sister, 0.5, Jessica. She just had a happy birthday. I hope she had a happy birthday on the 5th. I haven't talked to her in like 15 years, right? You know what she's telling me? She's telling me stuff about like how my brother helped me in Oregon and stuff like that. How he's such a wonderful, everybody thinks he's just did all this stuff. And I was like, well, he's going around telling my business. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Do as I say, not as I do. They're the fraternity guys. All these guys are all in the club, and then they get in their positions in the city and the county and the state, and they're just like, hey, maybe they'll move from one state into the state to the other, but they got a buddy who works in an office. They don't even got an interview. They just slip right in. They just move around like, do whatever they want. I've been seeing it my whole life. It's just whatever system, whatever bros club you want to be in. You want to be in the police bros club, it don't matter. As long as you freaking, succumb. All these bros ended up sucking dick in some capacity. So, I mean, they're serving to somebody. I'm glad I never fit into those groups and clubs, because then I would be doing what they're doing. And I like to sleep at night. There's a lot of scoundrels and so much corruption. So much corruption. And then some days I ask myself, how is it ever going to stop? Or are you going to get more people in there of pure heart with some actual, you know, morals and ethics and stuff like that. But as soon as they get in the game, they just turn like everybody else, and then we get more of what we have. Or can people is the astrology gonna be right, and are people gonna have a change of heart and freaking want to live in Christ consciousness where there is enough for everyone? And that freaking billionaires don't even need to exist, man. That's some stupid nonsense bullshit. Nothing's even backed by anything. It's just, God, human reindeer games are just nonsense. People just make up stuff, make up words, put labels on themselves. And that's their reality. Come on. Wait till you freaking haul your own water. Billionaire status probably won't be as big as a big deal, huh? So, anyway. How you doing today, Ma? Doing fine? Did you sleep better last night? We're still soaking her toe. So, anyway, what else? Weather's nice. It was a little warm. I went and got a bag of ice for the air conditioner today, so we're staying cool. Mom's comfortable. I was nauseous all day long. I was just like, fuck. You know, and it's like, I hate being nauseous. I just assume throw up or do whatever and then get past it. It's just the energy. I don't feel ill. I'm not run down. It's not sickness. It's the energy. And the throbbing in my head. So. But it's supposed to, hey, it's nice, you know, and it's a lot cooler here than it is in other places. But doing a pretty good job staying off. I'm trying not to even look at, like, news sources. Because I really don't. I'm really trying to live local. I really am. I'm really trying to just be present in my local area. I just have been so darn antsy and very impatient and uncomfortable. And oh, I got some cool rocks. I got some cool stuff today. They're in the bathroom. I took a picture of it. I don't check the mail very often. I checked the mail today. And in it was from one of my favorite earth angels. One of them, it like is the size of a baseball. That one is. And it has all these little shards of, you know, little crystals. I love them both. I got my I don't even like my knick-knack rack. I got my knick-knack rack, Ma, in the bathroom, where all my stones and tools for positive intentions and prayer. See, that stuff trips me up, because you have these people that are doing weird spells to get advantages and tellings and knowings and scenes and stuff like that, cheater's way as far as I'm concerned. But if I do it with herbs, it's the same thing. But I still have, I'm not willing to hurt animals and stuff like that. No, I don't need to know. If it comes down, I don't need to, whatever questions are being answered by freaking sacrificing animals and people, I don't need to know. It's none of my business. So, I just need to know how I can be copacetic in a world where it's full of people that do get advantage from using those that, and you know, and how can I just be cool just for the sake of being cool? That's what I get to practice every day. It's a trip. Anyway, I got splinters from that one because it came out, it was all wrapped up, and then I freaking like went thunk, and so when I picked it up, so it's in the bathroom, so I don't want to just run back and get it, and I don't want more